Hello and welcome to K News. This is Hardik Trivedi. Let's have a look what is happening in India and in the world. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern on Monday chose to delay New Zealand's national elections by 4 weeks as the country deals with a new coronavirus outbreak in its largest city, Auckland. The elections has been scheduled for September 19 but will now be held on October 17 under the New Zealand law. Ardern had the option of delaying the election for up to about 2 months. Opposition parties had been requesting a delay after a virus outbreak in Auckland last week prompted the government to put the city into a 2-week lockdown and halted election campaigning. Before the latest outbreak, New Zealand had gone 102 days without any known community transmissions of the virus, and life had returned to normal for most of the people. The only known cause during that time were returning travelers who were quarantined at the border. Officials believe the virus was reintroduced to New Zealand from abroad but have not yet been able to figure out how it happened. The Auckland outbreak has grown to 49 infections, with authorities saying they believe the cases are all connected, giving them hope the virus is not spreading beyond the cluster. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi has made a rare visit to Tibet and the border areas last week and emphasized that the security and stability of the region is important to the overall development of the country, the official media reported. Wang, who is also a state councillor for the ruling Communist Party of China, met with Tibet's Communist Party Secretary Wu Yingji and chairman of the Tibet Regional Government, Quizala, and other officials on Friday. Wang also visited the border areas to learn about the situation of poverty alleviation, infrastructure building, and the construction of villages, the report said. Wang goes on a special research trips to several Chinese regions every year, the report said. The top Chinese leaders and officials visit Tibet annually, but it is rare for the foreign minister to visit the remote Himalayan region. Wang said the government will work with people in Tibet to ensure regional stability, China's national security, and support Tibet's opening up and cooperation with the outside world, economic and social development. Wang also spoke about the current international situation, apparently referring to China-US diplomatic, political and trade tensions, which had led to a new low in bilateral ties in recent weeks. Flash floods have ravaged swath of Sudan for weeks, leaving at least 60 people dead and destroying thousands of homes since late July. Authorities and UN humanitarian agencies said on Sunday. The flooding also injured 24 people and has destroyed or damaged more than 30,000 houses nationwide, the Interior Ministry said. More than 185,000 people in all about one on Sudan's 18 provinces have been affected by the heavy rainfall and flooding, according to the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. The floods also damaged at least 14 schools and some 1,600 water resources have been contaminated, the report said. Footage circulated online showed flood waters cutting off roads and sweeping away houses and people's belongings in different parts of the northeastern African country. More than 1,200 livestock were lost and several hectares of crops were affected in the middle of the agricultural season, the UN added. The Bod Dam had collapsed in late July after heavy rains and flooding in the southeastern Blue Nile province, releasing 5 million cubic meters of water and flooding at least 30 neighborhoods in the town for both, the UN said. The collapse of the dam will likely have serious long-term consequences for over 1 lakh people, including internally displaced persons and refugees who rely on it as their preliminary source of water, the statement said. The total number of tests for detection of COVID-19 has crossed the 3 crore mark in India, according to the Indian Council of Medical Research data. A total of 3,41,400 samples have been tested until August 16, with 7,31,000 samples being tested on Sunday, the ICMR said. Focusing on timely and aggressive testing, India has exceeded 3 crore tests, the Health Ministry tweeted on Monday. The total number of tests for detection of COVID-19 had crossed the 1 crore mark in India on July 6, while the 2 crore mark was crossed by August 2, having started with one laboratory at the National Institute of Virology in Pune and then expanding to 100 laboratories around the beginning of the lockdown. The ICMR on June 23 validated the 1000th testing lab. Total labs in the country testing for COVID-19 now stands at 1,470, 969 government labs and 501 private labs, according to Health Minister Harshvardhan. India's COVID-19 tally rose 26,47,000 on Monday, while a single-day spike of 57,981 infections, while the death toll crossed 50,000 mark with 941 fresh fatalities, according to the Union Health Ministry data. Telugu Desam Party President and former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu on Monday demanded that the centre order a high-level inquiry into the alleged telephone taping by the YS Jagan Mohan Reddy government in the state. In a letter written to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the former Chief Minister alleged that the YSR Congress government in the state had been indulging in taping phones of the opposition leaders, advocates, journalists and social activists. He accused Jagan Mohan Reddy of perpetrating the Jungle Raj on all sections of the people in the state, requesting that the PM order a comprehensive inquiry by a competent authority into the alleged telephone taping by the Jagan Mohan Reddy government. Naidu said the centre should take stringent action in this regard. The TDP chief said that the ruling party in Andhra and some private individuals were using sophisticated technology and illegal software to tap the phones. This is in violation of the Articles 19 and 21 of the Constitution of India that protect the fundamental rights of citizens. The ruling YSRCP is using illegal tactics to safeguard its power by intimidating and blackmailing the opponents and dissenting voices. These illegal activities are posing a serious threat to the right to privacy in the state, he said. It appears that the ruling YSRCP has now even targeted the judiciary, the third pillar of the democracy, as it is facing hurdles from the judiciary. Naidu said, if the nefarious activities were not put to an end, they would emerge as a bigger threat to national security and sovereignty of the country, he said. The Central Water Commission issued a flood forecast on Monday for some areas of North Chhattisgarh, East and West Madhya Pradesh and a few adjoining areas of Rajasthan and South Gujarat subdivision for the next 24 hours. The Commission cited the India Meteorological Department's flash flood guidance as the reason for the warning. The IMD has also predicted isolated heavy to very heavy rain with extremely heavy rainfall likely over East Rajasthan over the next 2 days on Tuesday and Wednesday and over Uttarakhand tomorrow. Widespread rainfall with isolated heavy to very heavy rain is also likely over Gujarat, Maharashtra and Goa, IMD said. In Chhattisgarh, parts of Sukma district have been inundated and normal life has been disrupted after very heavy rainfall in the state. The water level in rivers and drains has started rising in the region. Earlier on Sunday, the IMD had predicted rainfall over most of central India for the next 5 days. Thunderstorms with light to moderate intensity rain are also likely over isolated area in the national capital Delhi and adjoining areas over the next 2 hours, the IMD said on Monday. Even for Citigroup, it was big money. On Wednesday, loan operations staff at the New York bank wired $900 million, seemingly on behalf of Revlon Incorporation, to lenders of the troubled cosmetic giant controlled by billionaire Ron Perelman. It was a mistake for the ages, a clerical error, as Citigroup told lenders. That has now plunged the bank into a battle between the Perelman empire and a corps of sharp-edged investment funds that have become its impatient creditors. As of late Friday, several hedge funds who claim Revlon was in default on the loan were showing no signs that they will be giving Citicorp its money back. The wayward transfer of nearly $1 billion appears to be one of the biggest screw-ups on Wall Street in ages, and it set tongues waging in financial markets. The question everyone is asking, how could this happen? A spokeswoman for Citi declined to comment. A representative for Revlon said in an email statement that Revlon itself did not pay down the loan or any portion of it. It is $1 billion clerical error, said Michelle Stanton, a former restructuring and bankruptcy advisor. This is probably knocking around some very big rooms at Citibank. At the center of the story is an increasingly ugly battle between Revlon and a group of lenders who sued the cosmetics company and demanded immediate repayment of a term loan that Revlon has coming due in 2023. It's time for a short break. We'll join you in a short while.
Sabi of Tundi fan with the cooler number one. Take a chase go more fun, unte cooler number one. Take a don't run from the sun, unte Genstra number one. पहली नजर हो गया मैं दीवाना 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 इतना सुंदर जैसे कोई सपना सुहाना मैं दीवाना दीवाना
कटारिया टाइल्स, जो देखे वो दीवाना।
Welcome back to K News and thank you for watching. Let's continue the streak of news. The Supreme Court on Monday rejected the plea seeking postponement of NEET and JEE examinations 2020. A three-judge bench headed by Justice Arun Mishra said that life has to go on despite COVID, and the court cannot put career of students in peril by interfering with the decision of the National Testing Agency. Career of students cannot be put in peril. We find no merit in the petition. The petition is dismissed. The bench, which also comprised Justices B.R. Gawai and Krishna Murari, said, "You lawyers have demanded opening of physical courts, but you want exams to be postponed. Postponement of exams is a loss of country," the bench said. Petitioner's lawyer Alok Shrivastava said that vaccine for COVID is on its way and he is not seeking an indefinite postponement of the exams, but the bench found no merit in the case. Earlier this month, a plea was filed before the Supreme Court by 11 students belonging to 11 states, seeking the postponement of JEE and NEET 2020 exams till the situation due to the COVID-19 pandemic normalizes. The plea sought quashing of National Testing Agency's July 3 notice to hold off the exams in September. As per the public notices notified by the NTA, JEE 2020 exam is scheduled to be held from September 1 to 6, while the NEET exam is scheduled for September 13. Some 100 Congress leaders have written to Sonia Gandhi asking for a change in the political leadership and transparent elections in the party. Suspended leader Sanjay Jha claimed today in a tweet that was promptly rubbished by the party. The Congress alleged that the non-existent letter was an attempt to divert attention from the Facebook controversy and was being circulated by BJP stooges. Sanjay Jha was sacked as spokesperson of the Congress last month after he publicly criticized the party in the turmoil over Sachin Pilot's revolt. It is estimated that around 100 Congress leaders, including MPs, distressed at the state of affairs within the party, have written a letter to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, Congress President, asking for change in political leadership and transparent elections in CWC. Sanjay Jha tweeted, "There is no such letter written by Congress members or MPs, and the individual in question is doing this at a behest of the BJP to deflect the issue from BJP and its linkage with Facebook," Congress spokesperson Randeep Surjewala reported. The Congress has accused the BJP of manipulating social media after the Wall Street Journal, in a report, said that the social networking site Facebook deliberately overlooks the hate speech and objectionable content from BJP leaders and workers. The latter row comes a week after the Congress announced a truce with Sachin Pilot, who met with Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra last Monday and was assured that his grievances against the Rajasthan Congress leadership would be addressed. The S&P, BSE Sensex and NSE Nifty 50 indexes ended higher amid a choppy trading session on Monday, led by gains in NTPC, Kotak, Maruti Suzuki, Hindustan Lever and L&T. The benchmarks stacked a gap of opening but turned choppy for most part of the day as weakness in Reliance Industries, Bharti Airtel, SBI, HDFC and ICICI limited the upside momentum. The Sensex traded in a band of 385 points and Nifty touched an intraday high of 11,255 and low of 11,144. The Sensex ended 173 points or 0.46% higher to close at 38,051. Nifty 50 index advanced 69 points to end at 11,247. Mid and small cap shares also witnessed a buying interest as the Nifty Mid Cap 100 index rose 0.4% and Nifty Small Cap 100 index advanced 0.8%. NTPC was top Nifty gainer. The stock rose 7.5% to close at 95. Eicher Motors, Z Entertainment, Hindalco, Bajaj Auto, Indian Oil, Maruti Suzuki and Wipro were also rose between 2.5 to 5% each. On the flip side, SBI, Bharti Airtel, BPCL, Grasim, HDFC Bank and Dr. Reddy's Lab were among the losers. The overall market breadth was positive as 1600 shares ended higher while 1100 closed lower on the BSE. Three security personnel two personnel of CRPF and one cop of the Jammu and Kashmir police died in the line of duty this morning in a terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Baramulla district, about 50 kilometers from Srinagar. A joint team of the CRPF and J&K police were on duty at a checkpost at Kriri, officials said, when some terrorists fired at them. We have lost 3 Jawans in the attack. Reinforcement has been rushed to the spot. We are confirming the details, said Vijay Kumar, Inspector General of Police. Soon after the terror attack, a search operation was launched to track down the attackers. One terrorist was killed in an encounter this afternoon, police said. 2 more are believed to be trapped. Sniffer dogs on trail helped security forces track the terrorists. They managed to escape in the morning, officials said. This is the 3rd attack on the security forces in a week in Jammu and Kashmir. On August 14, 2 policemen were killed and another was injured after a team of cops came under attack from terrorists at Nogam on outskirts of Srinagar. Terrorists fired indiscriminately upon police party near Nogam bypass. 3 police personnel injured. They were shifted to hospital for treatment, where 2 among them attained martyrdom, the Kashmir Zone Police said in tweet. The attack was caught on CCTV, which suggested security lapses that allowed the terrorist to escape. On August 12, an army soldier was injured after a quick reaction team of army was attacked at Haigam along Srinagar-Baramulla highway. Four Pakistani boats were seized by the Border Security Force on Sunday from Harami Nala Creek along the India-Pakistan border in Gujarat's Kutch district, the force said. A fisherman identified as Allah Bachao Siddiq from Sindh province of Pakistan was apprehended, while others managed to escape. A patrolling team of the BSF's Bhuj unit observed the movement of 4 to 5 Pakistani men on boats near the Harami Nala in Kutch region at around 6 am, BSF said. The Pakistani fisherman was attempting to enter into Indian territory by taking the advantage of rough sea state. The alert police party of BSF intercepted the Pakistani intruders the moment they tried to enter into Indian territory, while the intruders also saw the BSF patrol party and jumped into the water, the BSF said in a statement. The BSF patrol team chased them and apprehended 1 Pakistani fisherman and seized 4 Pakistani fishing boats. Rest of the fishermen managed to escape, BSF said. All 4 seized boats were searched and nothing suspicious was received from them, the border guarding force said. In a view of the incident, the BSF launched a thorough search operation of the area, which was underway in the evening. As well, nothing suspicious was recovered thus far, BSF said. A Jharkhand-based opium trafficking network has been busted with the seizure of 24 kilograms of the contraband from Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the Narcotics Control Bureau said on Sunday. It said the drug seizure along with cash amounting rupees 20.80 lakh were made into 2 separate instances early this month. A total of 24 kilograms of opium was seized in the 2 operations conducted in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. NCB Deputy Director of Operations KPS Malhotra said 4 people were also arrested. He said the 2 seizures are linked to Jharkhand-based networks, while Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh are the traditional opium trafficking states. Jharkhand has recently emerged as the hub of illegal supply of opium, Malhotra said. The hilly tracts of the state provide a safe haven for the opium poppy cultivators. Congress on Sunday appointed senior party leader Ajay Maken as the new General Secretary in charge for Rajasthan, replacing Avinash Pandey. Congress chief Sonia Gandhi also set up a three-member committee to resolve the issues raised by the party rebels in Rajasthan. Senior party leader Ahmed Patel, Ajay Maken and General Secretary Organization K.C. Venugopal have been made members of the panel. The appointments come in the wake of a rebellion in Rajasthan government with former Deputy Chief Minister Sachin Pilot and 18 other MLAs revolting against Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. Though the rebellion was quelled and truce reached with Pilot and the other MLAs, the party leadership has announced the three-member panel to help in the smooth resolution of the issues raised by them. Maken was recently sent as observer by the party to Rajasthan to help resolve the differences and save the government from the possibility of losing its majority in the state assembly. He was earlier the Delhi Congress chief. That's all for now. Keep watching K News. This is Hardik Trivedi taking your leave. Be alert, be positive, be safe.
दुनिया की नजर आज हम पर टिकी है, जिसमें सिर्फ एक सवाल है, हमारा अगला कदम क्या है? तो जवाब ये है कि हम तैयार हैं पूरी तरह। पूरी दुनिया का दिल जीतने के लिए। अहमियत इस बात की नहीं कि आप किन बुलंदियों पर हैं, बल्कि इस बात की है कि यहां पहुंचने का हौसला किससे मिला। देश की मिट्टी से। कजारिया देश की मिट्टी से बनी टाइल से देश को बनाते हैं।